Anderson gets it away. Very good kick. Drives Pettis back. Bobbled it. Picked it up inside the 40. And whoa! Pettis! Zoom, touchdown, Washington!
Oh, that's so pretty. That is the Washington Huskies zooming by Rutgers last night. The 9th-ranked Huskies started the season with a 30-14 victory. They were one of the 4 teams to make it to the college football playoffs last season.
College football is hoping to kick off where it left off last season when the Clemson Tigers capped off a championship season with literally a last-second victory over Alabama. But like so many other aspects of life right now, Hurricane Harvey is having an effect on opening weekend.
Earlier this week, the University of Houston's opener was postponed, and tonight's game between LSU and BYU had to be moved from Houston to New Orleans.
Here to talk about the new season is Brian Jones, who played at the University of Texas before the NFL. He's our high-octane CBS Sports college football analyst. Brian, good morning.
Good morning, Anthony and Miss Dana.
That's an understatement, high-octane, when it comes to BJ.
I know, we should just attach that to your name permanently. First, I have to ask you, I know you have close family in Houston.
Yeah.
How are you doing?
Everyone's fine. Lost some property, but we can replace that. No loss of life, so I am thankful about that. But getting a blow-by-blow, drop-by-drop account of what was going on there, it was harrowing to watch that, the videos, and listen to people panicking on the phone. And you got boats pulling up to the houses to evacuate them. Just a surreal situation.
That's the best word to use to describe it. We'll move on to the college football season ahead. So we mentioned the Clemson win. It was such a great way to finish the season. What's the overall picture look like this year?
Well, I think Clemson will be back in the picture, but I think Florida State, this is their year out of the ACC, but Clemson's going to still make some noise. They have a dynamite defense coming back. The epicenter of college football still lives there in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. They own college football. I still believe that, even though they lost in the last seconds there versus Clemson. You have to still run through Tuscaloosa if you're going to get to a championship.
The ACC edging over the SEC, though.
Everyone's talking about the bowl records, and I think that's a misnomer because it's so disjointed at the end of the season, the college football season. Some guys have a week to prepare for a bowl, others have a month to prepare for a bowl. But the ACC, they did win a ton of bowl games a season ago, so they're now – they think they have the bragging rights as the best conference in college football. We will see. They've got a good case to make. I think Miami is going to be for real. Finally, we can believe in what Mark Richt is building there, his second year at the helm at his alma mater. So they've got some dynamite teams.
But Clemson is ranked 5th. You think they still are sort of a contender?
I know they are a contender. They'll definitely be a contender. I just like Florida State a little bit more this season. They're going to break in a new quarterback there. Kelly Bryant is going to take over for Deshaun Watson, who's there in Houston now. But they've got so much on defense, Lawrence, and then they've got Christian Wilkins. Watch this guy, man. He can dance like James Brown, but he goes about 295 pounds. He's phenomenal. So they've recruited well. Yeah. Dabo has won as many games as Nick Saban has over the last 8 or 9 years. So they're not going anywhere. I just like what Jimbo Fisher is working with, and we're going to find out a lot about Florida State this evening when they take on big bad Alabama. And Alabama losing a lot of pieces on the defensive side of the ball, but we know what they do there. They just erase and replace.
Never too early to talk Heisman. Who are some of the early front runners?
Well, my top 3 right now, as we said, Baker Mayfield. And I hate to say this as a Longhorn, but Baker Mayfield there at for the Oklahoma Sooners. He's fantastic. The last 2 years, he's finished in top 5 in voting. Saquon Barkley is another guy like at Penn State. They're taking on Akron today. And Akron last year, they allowed about 224 per game on the ground. And so look for him to not play the entire game. But I think he's going to be a guy to focus on, especially since they got the balance on offense. And Sam Darnold. Now, I must say, I'm going to drop my producer in the grease, Vin DeVito. I had James Washington from Oklahoma State, the outstanding receiver there at Oklahoma State. And he showed up and showed out the other night in their ball game versus Tulsa. But he has a sports hernia. And he still blew by everybody in that Tulsa Hurricane defensive backfield. I took him off my Heisman list because of the sports hernia. I may have to put him back on there.
Long season.
So who do you think your 4 playoff teams are going to be?
Oh, you're going to dog me because you do this every year to me. Man. You go back and show me to me.
We
keep the
Hey, that was last year.
Yeah.
We're not talking about last year. We're talking about this year. Okay, I've got Auburn. They finally have a quarterback I believe they can believe in since, Nick Marshall and Cam Newton.
Down.
Yeah, right there. Yeah. Auburn, remember last year?
And then don't believe them.
Their quarterbacks couldn't hit a bull in the backside with a palm full of rice. Florida State, I like them. Penn State, Trace McSorley. Remember, no one picked Penn State to win the Big Ten last year. I think they repeat as Big Ten champions. And did I say the Sooners? Did I mention the Sooners twice? That's three times now I've mentioned the Sooners. That hurt.
People are going to be awfully mad at you, Texas.
All right.
Hook 'em.
All right, Brian Jones, thanks. A reminder, CBS Sports Network has a doubleheader today, including Kentucky and Southern Miss. And next Saturday, catch Brian as the SEC on CBS kicks off their season-long slate. TCU heads to Fayetteville to take on the Arkansas Razorbacks. The action starts at 3 p.m. with College Football Today.